Hello, hope you're doing well today. Alright, so today we're going to be going over these Wasp Turrets and seeing if they're actually good or not. First thing you'll notice is they're huge. Alright, this is a turret, but it's huge. This is a big LOS problem for other turrets. Alright, so one thing also, it says it only affects flying dinosaurs and can deter small dinosaurs. So I'm guessing this is really just designed to keep away the some of the corrupted, like the corrupted flyers and maybe Delos. Alright, but if we go and look under turret settings, right, you can only target mounted creatures, wild creatures, and tamed creatures, or all three. It can't target players. Now another thing, it takes honey for fuel and sulfur for ammo. So I guess it sends out wasp, but it'll burn down the sulfur in place of bullets, and then it consumes honey. If you store honey on it, the honey will last for 13 days. So this might be a great place to store some, just to put in your base to store honey on. It doesn't have very many slots for honey and sulfur, and of course each thing of honey only lasts 9.5 hours. So to keep this going, you'll need about 3 honey per day in it. It's 2.5 honey, but we'll round up and say 3 honey per day. That's probably not too hard to get once you have beehives. But is it any good, and how far can it attack? Well, let's find out. Alright, so we're going to compare the range to a turret range, and we'll see how far it can fire. Alright, so the turret's firing at us. As you can see, we're also getting hit by the bee swarm. So it has the same exact distance as the turret. We didn't start getting hit by the bee swarm until we were being hit by a turret. So good news is, same distance as a turret. Okay, so that's useful to know. And then once we're out of range, it quits hitting us and the bees return home. And we'll go see how much ammo that used here in just a minute. Another thing we want to check real quick, I have another one set up inside of a metal structure, is that players are saying the bee turret will shoot through structures. So you can fully encase it, so basically you can slide it inside your base and it could shoot through your base, basically, and hit the enemies. So that you're not LOSing your own turrets with it. So we'll see if that's actually true. We have it encased in this box here. Alright, so far I've gotten really close, not getting hit. Yeah, so no, if it's fully encased, it won't hit. I think the mistake is that I believe they will hit if the beehives have access to the outside, and they could technically fly to you. I think then that would work, but if it's encased, it won't work. Alright, so now we need to see how quickly the beehive actually damages flyers. Now keep in mind, a beehive does use one of your turret slots. Alright, so it takes 1 of 100 of your turret slots, so that you'll have to, and it can only hit flyers, right? So 1 turret, and keep in mind I'm going to have a primitive armor. Does about 300 damage per tick, and then as it does more ticks, you can see it starts doing more damage. So the longer a flyer is in it, the more damage they take. So initially its damage isn't great, but it builds up over time. But the flyer can get away, so you can technically balance that by flying in and out, so that you're not getting the consecutive hits. And then it will probably be weaker than using actual tech or heavy turrets. So let's go see how much ammo that burned and see what the kind of the cost of using it is. Alright, and real quick, we're going to test and see if it actually hits only flyers or not before we see how much. Well, I guess we should see how much ammo we used first. Okay, so for that short duration, we used about 10 of our sulfur. So you can see this would quickly drain your sulfur if it was constantly hitting something. Alright, just to make sure it doesn't hit anything else with flyers, we're going to go ahead and unclaim this Giga and see if it'll hit it. It shouldn't, but you never know. And yeah, no, it's not attacking the Giga, so it's just flyers. It does mention it'll fear small dinos or something, irritate them, but it doesn't say it'll actually damage them. So what these are probably best for is if you're built up high somewhere, is to basically kill corrupted flyers so they don't get into your base. But X-plants will probably do an even better job, honestly, in that for cheaper, right? It's just fertilizer, and guess what? Snow owls puke counts as fertilizer. Snow owls with gotchas, and you have an infinite fertilizer farm, no problem. right? Instead of having to go out and get sulfur. But yeah, you could use these. They could help kill a quetz if somebody's trying to fly into your base with a quetz. Alright, and then for the next test, we're going to see if I was coming up underneath this with a flyer. Could be a quetzal, could be an RG, whatever, but if it will hit me. And yes, since it's exposed to the air, even though it can't see me, I'm not in its line of sight, it can definitely hit me. So that means as a quetzal tries to fly up here, it does more damage over time, right? So as it takes more damage to multiply, it'll make it harder for quetzals to come up and blow your higher up structures. So that may be one of the good uses for it. Because even if a quetzal has a platform over it that would be protecting it, kind of like this, it should still hit the quetzal, since it doesn't need line of sight like the other turrets do. Alright, and to truly test this out and just to see, we have a hit point quetzal with a primitive saddle, okay? And we got the platform on it that would block turrets if there were turrets setting up on that, right? We can get down below their range and then go straight up and not get shot. So we're going to go see what happens. Let's assume we're going up to a cliff platform that has some of these wasp nests set on it. And let's just see if it starts hitting us. Alright, and yes, it is. Without the line of sight, it's hitting us. It's just one, so you can see what it's doing to our health. But if there were more than one, we'd be taking a lot more damage. And look how it's chunking us down. So it does limit our time. So it would be really hard to pull this off for more than a C4 quetz. Like if someone's using a tech rifle or something, they wouldn't have a lot of time. And if you had more than one, that could definitely do some damage. So yeah, you can see with just one doing that, we, oh wow, our quetzal really lived, and we were only up there for a few seconds. As you can see, we got away with 300 hit points. All right, so just a couple of those will definitely destroy any quetz trying to get up and C4 through your base. So that is kind of a nice way of countering platform quetzals. So yeah. I was starting, when I started this video, I thought maybe there wouldn't be any good use for them. They're just some new PvE turret, but they definitely have their use in the PvP. Alright, here we go. Battle Rig versus Giga. Where's the Giga going? Giga, you can't run away. You're in the middle of a fight here. Oh crap. Right, my Battle Rig's probably decent. But he's chasing where, yep, he's chasing where he thinks it is. Oh, 2 bites! Okay, yeah. So Battle Rigs don't stand a chance against Giga. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.